So today, our relationship turned 3,040 days old. On our first date, April 5, 2016, we transitioned into a Siamese twinhood of romance. Yes, she moved into my apartment that night. We have quite literally spent every single moment together, day and night, 24/7, 365, and that's why we ask ourselves the relevant question: why have we not murdered each other? Sugar, honey, honey, honey. We're Jon and Amalie. We're on a journey to reach our 4 life goals: have 2 kids, gain 1 million friends on YouTube, achieve true health, and finally, creating our dream retreat, Bloom. This is a video about life. Why do we tolerate each other? And are we a good match just because we've spent so much time together?
First, I think that we tolerate each other because we understand that we are 2 different people.
We're not one?
No, but I think it's not just couple, but I think a lot of people, they have this idea that you have to agree about everything and you have to do the same things and, you know, you have to be on the same wave all the time.
Don't you think that we have to be on the same wavelength, the same frequency to tolerate each other?
We are. I think we are. But I think there has been times in our relationship where we were not. And it was still a good relationship. It's just that being on the same wavelength makes it easier.
Wavelength.
Yeah, I can't say it.
Say it.
No.
Wavelength.
Wavelength.
It's like Heathrow Airport. Say
exactly. It. No, stop it.
Heathrow Airport.
Heathrow Airport.
You got it. Oh. Normally she says Deep Throat Airport.
No, I don't say that.
What do you think is like the most annoying thing about me?
You definitely have this little brother syndrome. And this is something I read many years ago. So
this is the birth order theory. And I'm going to take you through how this works.
The easiest relationships usually are with the youngest child and the oldest child together. Because then there is a level of patience and tolerance and order from the elder sibling, and then from the younger sibling there will be more fun and excitement. So
oldest with oldest usually results in a power struggle. Oldest with middle. The middle children risk their dreams by accommodating firstborns. Middle children with middle children. They excel in making compromises, but they struggle with communication. Youngest with middle children. Middle children usually becomes controlling. Youngest with youngest. No one takes responsibility. Only children with anyone, well, that will generally always be a hit and miss because an only child can be like the youngest, but also like the firstborn. Finally, you have youngest with oldest, me and Amalie. The youngest gets attention, and the oldest gets control.
We're not saying that this is the reason that we love our relationship, but it's interesting to consider that this could actually be a part of it. I can tolerate his bratness sometimes.
My bratness?
Bratness. There had been times in our relationship where you wanted to do one thing and I didn't want to do it, and then I would have to deal with this teenage girl that was really mad. And
like what?
Okay, but so long ago.
Oh, no examples.
So we want to go out for dinner.
Okay.
And you want to eat one place. And normally I would just say, okay, let's just go there, because then there's no conversation. Then we can just go and we can enjoy our dinner. But now and then when I just did not want to have freaking pizza and we go somewhere else, Jon would be like, fine.
If you want a happy wife and a happy life, you need to treat her like the princess on the 21 mattresses.
That's not the name of it.
That's the name of it. The princess on 21 mattresses. Ja, det er 21 måtter. Eller madrasser. Det er rigtigt. So there are 5 stages of a relationship. We didn't come up with this. We saw a TikTok video.
It's like 5 levels of like depth. that you can go in a relationship with someone. And what's so crazy about it is that something like 88% or almost 90% of people never even make it to stage 3.
And it resonated a lot with us.
We're gonna take you through the 5 stages, but we're gonna start with the first one.
Yeah.
The honeymoon phase.
So it's when you first meet each other, there's a lot of physical attraction, the other person is amazing, none of you have voiced your opinion on things that you disagree on yet, and the other person is just the best human being in the world.
You only share your similarities, the good ones, and
you haven't let down your guards yet, so you're also trying to portray the best version of yourself.
And it's just those overwhelming feelings of, oh my God, this person's amazing, I love them so much. And the reason why you feel that is because you're bonding on the similarities that you share together.
But Amalie, how long was our honeymoon phase?
I would say it lasted a year.
You'll feel it for maybe 6 months to a year, potentially a little bit longer.
Most people chase the honeymoon phase because, in a way, life is just better when you are in the honeymoon phase.
But the thing is that a relationship is so much more than a honeymoon phase. And a lot of people make the mistake that they think that a relationship will always be pure euphoria.
Or they expect it to be the euphoria. So when you start to get to know each other,
that's when you enter the next phase.
When you start to realize that, oh, she's so clumsy. Oh, she doesn't know how to read. I'm kidding.
Did you just use my dyslexia?
I think it's important to understand what the honeymoon phase is. And I think it's like the physical attraction is an important part because, we can't get around the fact that we find each other based on how we look.
We met on Tinder, by the way, so obviously that's the first pointer.
But that's also why a lot of people, like when you go beyond the looks, like when the physical attraction fades because you realize that, oh, we're not really compatible, then, next. And that is what we are going to talk about at the second stage. Okay, so stage 2, power struggle. This is when the honeymoon phase is coming to an end and you start to notice your differences.
Oh, all those similarities don't seem as great anymore because I see all the differences.
Oh, she leaves her hair in the sink.
But I don't.
Oh, he leaves his hair in the sink.
His beard.
Oh, he spits on the bathroom glass when he's brushing his teeth.
He never puts his clothes in the laundry basket. He never puts his things in the dishwasher. He has socks laying around the whole house.
Okay, you have more than I do.
There is 2 different ways that people can go. They either stay in it forever, which is the old couple that still bickers and fights. They're literally still stuck in the power struggle phase. Or people end up breaking up. They say, nope, this is too much. I can't love you for your differences. I can't do this with you anymore. And what they end up doing is they go back to the honeymoon phase, but with someone else. And they repeat this very toxic cycle of honeymoon, power struggle, breakup.
I actually wrote a whole article on my Danish blog about how to find your soulmate or how to find a good partner. And basically make a list. Write down what you are looking for in a partner. Do you want someone who controls your life together? Or do you want someone who's more lax because you like to control? Do you want someone who's career-oriented? Do you want someone who's,
Do you want someone who's religious, someone who wants children, someone who doesn't, someone who already has control of their own life, or someone that you want to go on a journey with?
People generally are insecure about themselves, so they're just so happy when they find someone that they're like, oh my God, I found someone and I kind of feel like I have to stick with this person because if I leave the person, then maybe I won't find someone else. And that's super tragical in a way because it might result in you spending a lot of years with the wrong person. I think it's very important to understand that we will never find a partner that is without differences that will trigger you.
So the way to get out of this and actually move on to phase 3, which is adaptation and acceptance, you must be able to accept the differences in your partner, understand that they may never change, and if you can still love them for that, then you're doing fucking amazing.
And this is also where you start talking about some of the things that might bother each other and find new solutions, I think.
You mean like constructively?
Very constructive.
Constructively. I think it's...
Like the way I did it with Jon's he's very messy. The laundry that he would throw in the living room and in the bedroom on the floor and in the bathroom and in the office, I would just start putting it on top of his bed so that he knew that it had to go in the basket, laundry basket. Or
Well, that's kind of passive-aggressive.
well, it worked.
It didn't.
It didn't. Actually, all the clothes just ended up on the floor next to the bed.
Now our cleaning lady takes that...
No, she doesn't.
But I mean...
No, she doesn't. I do that. I do that still.
And like I said before, the key is to not hit the power struggle phase and just give up, to go back to honeymoon, because that feels better for your nervous system. It's instead to use some consciousness and be able to push through into this new third level.
From stage 3 to stage 4, there is a main difference.
You know how they say that couples go through a 4-year crisis and a
7-year
7-year crisis? And I think by the 4-year mark, when you really have been in the phase 3 for a long time, you
You
are
mean phase
ready.
2?
3.
No?
We talked about power
Phase-
struggle, acceptance,
Yeah.
and
But if you are in stage 3, you have accepted each other, right?
yeah, I know.
So it's not a struggle as it would be in stage 2.
It still could, no?
Why?
Because it's the phase of acceptance.
It's when you actually fully accept the person for who they are and you commit together to building a really powerful, beautiful life that you two can share for a long, long time.
I think having this consciousness in relationships is really important, because if you haven't really accepted each other and you are like, okay, let's get a child, let's commit for the long run, then you get the problems down the road.
Then
And
a lot of people, they end in divorce.
And I think for me and Amalie, we have just been lucky because we never really thought about all these things. It's just now when we're looking back, it was like, oh, we kind of did all that, but we just found each other,
Yeah.
which was lucky. Amalie, what is stage 5?
It's oneness.
It is when you are so in tune with each other that you're one. You know each other like the back of your hand. You actually know your partner better than they know themselves.
What is oneness?
I think for us in our relationship, it is that we no longer fight each other. We tend to fight the problem causing issues. And that has been a game changer, really. We're a team. Are you zooming in?
No,
What are you doing?
we're one. The oneness is that we complement each other. That you are yin and yang, that you are plus and minus. When Amalie does the cooking, when she cleans my clothes and all that, she of course does much more than just the household task. But it means so much to me, and it allows me to focus on what I do.
We are very different in what we like to do work-wise as well. Like, I would never be able to sit and edit for 8 hours. That's not my jam. But Jon, he loves it and he's good at it.
I mean, the work you're doing with the Bloom Retreat, for example, like your eye to everything, you really have an eye. It's amazing.
We're both creative, for sure.
Amalie, take the
Thank you.
compliment.
Thank you. It's going to be so fucking epic. But
From
have
us.
you ever thought about killing me? Ever?
Not myself.
Oh, but hiring someone to do it.
Have you thought about killing me?
No, but I have thought about punching you in the tooth.
We won.
To unity. Okay, this was why we haven't killed each other, guys. Feel free to share your point of view in the comment section. Thank you. What the fuck?